Hey there, everybody. How are you doing? I'm back with another Mets game, this time from 2019, and they're facing the, I call the Murderers Row, Miami Marlins, because Giancarlo Stanton and Yelich and D. Gordon and all these guys that they had at that time, which, I mean, was an impressive lineup. It was dismantled by Derek Jeter. Dismantled by Derek Jeter. And that's the facts. Those are the facts. So trying to get all this in in camera, trying to set this up properly. I'm not having an easy time of it. So using, let me slide this over a little bit. Let me move this over a little bit. I have a lot of space to my left. And then I'm going to get my mouse in the picture as well. What I'm doing is I'm using ball score, but I'm showing the cards instead of ball score. So I'm going to, right now, I'll give you the information. When the top of the fourth, it's 1-0 Marlins. The first inning run by the Marlins came on a base on balls to D. Gordon. Then he stole second. And then it was a single by Martin Prado that scored D. Gordon for the one and only run of the game. Mets are leading it off here in the top of the fourth with the leadoff batter, Curtis Granderson. It's going to be Juan Lagares, Curtis Granderson, and Lucas Duda in the third spot, batting third. Batting fourth is Eric Campbell at third base. Batting fifth is Daniel Murphy, the second baseman. Ruben Tejada at shortstop, batting sixth. Batting seventh is Kirk Neuenhuis. Neuenhuis, something to that effect. Left fielder, Anthony Recker is the catcher, and then Rafael Montero is the pitcher. David Phelps is on the mound for the Marlins, and let's get started. We're playing super advanced, mostly super advanced Stratomatic. Oh, we have some sound issues happening. There we go. All right, here goes. All right, so 1-9. And that's going to be, both are right-handers, so it's easy. 1-9, strikeout. And that's going to be click that. So that's a strikeout. One down here in the top of the fourth. Next is Juan Lagares. Juan Lagares grounded out in his first at bat. And that's a 5-7. Against a righty, a 5-7. It's going to be a split die. 1-5 double, 6-20 single. Oh, that's the wrong one. Not rolling that one. Here it is. And it's a 4, so that's going to be line into the corner, and up with it is the left fielder who's out there. Ichiro gets it in quickly, but Lagares is in there with a double, a one-out double for Juan Lagares. So the Mets have the tying run in scoring position. Next is Lucas Duda. I'm going to roll one die, see if it's a 1 or a 2. Nope. All right, that's going to be off the pitcher's card. Lucas Duda is a lefty, so it's going to be a 6-8. And that's going to be a 1-10 double or 11-20 single, and the game's going to be tied either way. And that's going to be a 15, so that's going to be line base hit to right field. And Giancarlo Stanton hits the cutoff man, and scoring easily is Juan Lagares. So that's going to be an RBI single. And that's going to score Lagares, and the game is tied. Next is Eric Campbell, third baseman. And it's a 5-9. Again, he's a right-hander, so it's going to be a 5-9. And it's a shortstop X. The shortstop at Echeverria is a 1. So that's an 8. And we're going to have to roll on Echeverria's stats, his error number. Echeverria's error number is a 12. I roll 2 sides on a 12. And we roll a 2 6-sided die. That's a 5. A 5 on a 12 is going to be a ground ball that Echeverria handles and goes to second, back to first. 6-4-3 double play. And that retires the side. So after 3.5, it's 1-1. Rafael Montero started this game for the Mets. And Rafael Montero, I don't have his stats, but he had some average stats. Didn't pitch very much in 2015 for the Mets. I'm sorry. 2015 for the Mets. I forgot what season I was in. We got some camera issues trying to find the focus here. So I'm going to have to mess around with it a little bit. Maybe I should bring it a little bit closer, see if it adjusts itself, if it finds that focus. All right, I think that's a little bit better now. I think you can actually even see the cards better. All right, so it's Rafael Montero, 2015, against Marcelo Ozuna. I'm not sure when I introed the season, if I introed the 2019 season or 2015 season. I'm playing both. I'm jumping back and forth. So it's going to be 2015 Marcelo Ozuna. And I'll tell you, his batting average was only 259, hit 10 home runs. Had 460 at bats. All right, so that's a 1-6 off Ozuna. 1-6 is a fly ball left field. And under it is Nieuwenhuis. And that's out number 1. Next is Michael Morse. That's going to be off the pitcher's card, a 4-11, and that's a strikeout. Morse strikes out. Michael Morse. He ends up the season with the Pittsburgh Pirates. JT Realmuto, who now plays with the Philadelphia Phillies. He's another one of what I call murderers, row. I mean, they had a pretty good team. You know, I may be exaggerating a little bit, but they had a pretty good team. It's going to be a 2-3. A 2-3 is a ground ball second base. Flips it to first, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for Rafael Montero. It's a 1-1 ball game here in the top of the 5th inning using Stratomatic. Mostly advanced, 1-4. And that's going to be it could be a ballpark single, but it's only 1 and 2 here in Miami. That's a 4, so that's going to be lined and caught by the second baseman. Lined and caught by the second baseman, which is a Z. I'm trying to learn the hotkeys. I got ball score up on my wall. I'm just showing the cards this time. I need 2 cameras so I can show both. It's a 210, A 210. It's Ruben Tejada at the plate. And it's going to be a 210, and that's going to be a ball that's driven over the center fielder's head, and Ozuna misjudged it. That's going to roll to the wall, and hustling around first into second base is Ruben Tejada. It's a 1-out double for Ruben Tejada. The Mets have the go-ahead run in scoring position now. Kirk Nieuwenhuis. That's a 9. We're looking for a 1 or a 2 there. And that's going to be a 1-6 off Nieuwenhuis' card, and that's a strikeout. So Phelps blows one by Nieuwenhuis, and it's going to be Anthony Recker. Let's roll that 20-sided die again. We're looking for a wild pitch, pass ball type thing. This is going to be off the pitcher's card. Anthony Recker in the box. Here's the pitch, and it's going to be a 4-6, and that's a high fly ball to left field. Out there is Ichiro Suzuki, pounds the glove, and he makes the catch. And that retires the side. So it's going to be Rafael. This is an excitable crowd, I'll tell you. I mean, extremely excitable crowd. Who's there? Molly. Hey, Hey, good to see some strat action. Okay, that's cool. I play strat as well. I like strat. It's all right. I enjoy it. Ichiro leading it off here in the bottom of the fifth, 2015 Mets. And you can check out the Miami Marlins lineup. It was D. Gordon leading off, Martin Prado batting second. At third base, Giancarlo Stanton, the right fielder, batting third. Batting fourth was Marcelo Zuna. Mike Morse, the first baseman, batting fifth. Batting sixth is JT Realmuto. Batting seventh is Ichiro Suzuki. Batting eighth is Adeiny Echeverria. And batting ninth is the pitcher, David Phelps. Yelich seems to be injured, so I haven't seen him in a little while. So that's going to be a 3-3. This is going to be off Ichiro. A 3-3 is a high fly ball, right field. And that's one away. And that's right fielder, not Conforto. That's in 2019. Mets right fielder, Granderson. Adeiny Echeverria, he's 0 for 1. He grounded out to third baseman in the first. 1-8, or in his first at bat in the second inning. 1-8, that's going to be line base hit to left for Adeiny. He's on with a single. And it's David Phelps. David Phelps is going to bunt. David Phelps is a B bunter. A B bunter, and the Mets knew that Phelps is going to bunt because he doesn't really hit. So we're going to play him not as a B bunter, but as a C bunter, because this is an obvious bunt. And we roll. What did we roll here? Did we roll a 9? I don't know what we did. I can't remember if I did. I think I did, but anyway, it's a 9 again. There we go. And it's batter safe. Runner out, thrown out by the catcher. This is going to be a fielder's choice, 2-6. That's how I played on ball score. Fielder's choice, 2-6. So Phelps fails, right? Oh, and wait a second. Yeah, he fails to bunt Adeiny Echeverria the second. Epic fail for the pitcher. All right, so it's D. Gordon now. D. Gordon is he's 0 for 1. He walked in the first, stole the base, and scored a run. Here's the pitch from Montero. Oh, Jesus, and that's going to be a 4. That's going to be off Montero versus a lefty. A 4-6 is going to be a ball that's driven down the line into the right field corner. After it is Granderson. And sliding into second, ahead of the throw, is D. Gordon. And he scores. That will score. Wait a second. I may have a throw to the plate here. Hold on a second. I moved a little bit too fast on that. We're going to have to Phelps is on at first. Phelps is 1 for 10. Yeah, we're going to hold up Phelps. So Phelps is going to stop at third, so it's going to be second and third. I know there's 2 outs, but he's a 1 to 10, and I don't even want to risk that. Plus, he's a pitcher, throw to the plate, gets injured, blah, blah, blah. So it's second and third now, and it's Martin Prado. Oh, and I forgot to roll the 1. Let me try it. Yeah, I'll do it a second time for this time around. Here goes. It's 2-3. This is off the hitter's card. A 2-3 is going to be a ground ball, weak ground ball to the first baseman, Lucas Duda. And is he going to flip it to the pitcher? No, he does not. He takes it himself, and that's going to be an M, and that retires the side. So the Marlins threaten there for a little bit, but Montero pitched his way out of that jam. And it's Montero leading off the inning against David Phelps. That's a 3-9, and that's going to be a ground ball to third base. Handled easily by Prado, throws out Montero. It's an F. Learning the hotkeys. Next is Curtis Granderson. And we're in the top of the 6th. It's 1-1. That's going to be a 5-10. A 5-10 is a ground ball shortstop X. So Adeiny is a 1. We rolled a 2. Let's see what that becomes, and that's a ground ball that Echevarria gets to, throws on the run, and throws out Granderson by half a step. So it's a 0G, 2 outs. And it's Juan Lagares. Lagares doubled his last at bat and scored a run. That's a 3-6. A 3-6 is a comebacker to Phelps, feels his position, throws out Lagares, and that's out number 3. So that was 3 up, 3 down for David Phelps. Now we've got to start looking at point of weakness. Phelps is inning 6, so he's in that point of weakness. And Montero is a starter 5. Starter 5. So here goes. Rafael Montero, 2015, started this game April 28th. We're actually using historical lineups against Ichiro. Nope, it's going to be Giancarlo Stanton. So I screwed up on the. There he is. All right, it's going to be a 6-10. That's going to be off Montero. He's a righty. So a 6-10 is a strikeout. Blows it by Giancarlo Stanton, who was swinging for the stratosphere, and it's Marcell Ozuna. Marcell Ozuna is 1 for 2. He doubled and flied out. That's a 5-7 against a righty. 5-7. That's a ground ball, second base X. And this is never good for the Mets because they have a pretty terrible infield. Murphy is a 4. I rolled an 11. That means we're going to have to check on his we're going to have to check on his error rating. His error rating off the top of my head I think is a 15, and it is. It's a 15, so see what happens here. Under 15, that's an 8. An 8 under 15. Oh, it's a ball that miraculously he gets to and throws out Ozuna. So that's going to be 4-3. And next is Michael Morse. Michael Morse is 0 for 2. He struck out twice. It's terrible. And that's 5. 5-8, and that's a fly ball center field. Under it is Lagares, puts it away, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down from Montero. Montero's looking awfully good, I'll tell you. David Phelps already checking out in terms of we keep an eye on him. He's going to face Duda, Eric Campbell, and Daniel Murphy. The 2015 World Series Mets had a lineup of Curtis Granderson leading off in right field, Juan Lagares in center field, batting second. Batting third is Lucas Duda, the first baseman. Eric Campbell was batting cleanup. Daniel Murphy, the second baseman. Ruben Tejada batting sixth. He ends up breaking his leg in the postseason. I think it was the NLCS against the Dodgers. That was it, or was it the NLDS? One of those. Breaks his leg on a hard slide into second base by what's his face. Played for the Phillies a long time. Can't remember his name. But anyway, and Ruben Tejada. And then they created the Ruben Tejada rule. So now you can't slide into the base at all. Batting seventh is Kirk Neuenhuis or Heiss. Batting eighth is Anthony Recker, the catcher. Batting ninth is Rafael Montero. David Phelps to Lucas Duda. That's a 1-5. 1-5. That's a deep drive. This is going to be a diamond shot in this park. This park is terrible. This park is a 1-2. 1-2 is the only way he'll hit a home run in this park off a diamond shot. And that's a deep drive caught at the warning track. So he gave it a ride, but it had no chance. Not in this park. Eric Campbell next with one out. Lucas Duda gives it a ride to the warning track. Eric Campbell, 4. He's a right-handed batter, so it's going to be a 4-8, and that's going to be line base hit to left field. So Eric Campbell's on at first. Now, if you look on top, well, I'm not showing the screen, but the nice thing about ball score is that it shows you his average. He's batting .248. He's got a .395 slugging percentage, a .306 on-base percentage. Daniel Murphy. All right, so we're going to roll one die, see if there's a wild pitch. Here's the pitch of Daniel Murphy. That's a 4-4. Let's see what that becomes. That's going to be a catcher X. And the catcher, Real Muto, I think is a 2. No, he's a 3. He's a catcher 3, and we rolled a 14. That's going to be a pop-out. And Real Muto flips his mask away. He's under it. And makes the catch. Pop 2. That's out number 2. Next is Ruben Tejada. Roll one die to see if there's that wild pitch. See what happens there. Nope. All right, it's going to be a 2-5. A 2-5 is going to be a single 1-4 split die. 1-4 single, otherwise it's a line out. And it's a 17. That's line and caught by the shortstop. Well, it says second base there, so we'll make it, he's righty, but we'll make it a second base catch. So D. Gordon catches the line out, and that retires the side. We're moving and grooving here. It's 1-1 in the top of the bottom of the seventh inning, excuse me. It's Phelps versus Montero. There's actually the Mets bullpen. Looks like it's the Torres twins. Mets had 2 Torres, an Alex Torres and a Carlos Torres. They're warming up, a lefty and a righty. Here's the pitch to JT Realmuto. And that's a 6. A 6-8, and that's a strikeout. Big K for Montero. Next is Ichiro. That's from the left side. That's a 2-6. A 2-6 is a hard hit ground ball right at the shortstop. Tejada up with it, fires to first, and just gets Ichiro, who can still fly down that line. Out number 2. And it's Adeiny Chavarria. Chavarria had a crazy season. He started his 2019 season off with the Mets. Started his 2019 season with the Mets, and then ended up being sent to the Braves. And, man, he killed the Mets. He beat up on every pitch they threw him, I'll tell you. All right, Rafael Montero to Adeiny Chavarria. It's going to be a 2-11. 2-11 is a ground ball second base. That's Murphy up with it. That was him out. Retire the side. 4-3. Go to the bottom, top of the 8th now. It's going to be David Phelps is still in there. Here's the pitch to Kirk Neuenhuis. Trying to minimize my changes. 5-3. So that's going to be off Phelps against the lefty. 5-3 is a fly ball right field X. Now that's Stanton out there. So Stanton is a 2-E7. 2-E7. Let's see what happens. 17. A 2-17. That's a ball that Giancarlo gets to. 1 down. Anthony Recker. Recker is 1 for 2. He singled in the third inning. It's going to be a 4-3 against Recker. A 4-3 is a diamond shot single, and that's base hit up the middle into the outfield for Recker. So Recker's on at first with a single. And next is Rafael Montero. Now, we're going to have to probably move Montero. We are in the top of the 8th. So that's going to be it for Montero. We're going to bring in a pinch hitter. The Mets usually pinch hit kind of the same guys pretty much. It was Mayberry and that sort of. Danny Munoz does a lot of pinch hitting at this time. Who else pinch hits? So that's pretty good. Those are mainly the pinch hitters. I got Kevin Plawecki on the bench. I got Wilmer Flores on the bench. I got Michael Kadire on the bench. So I'm not sure exactly which one of these guys were available at this time, but I'm going to take a quick peek. Let's see, the 29th. Who was available the 28th? Previous game, the 28th. That's the game I'm playing. They had Flores pinch hit and Kadire pinch hit. So I'm going to bring in Flores. Flores always does well for the Mets. Wilmer Flores going to pinch hit. Pinch hitter Flores. All right. That's it. He's in there pinch hitting. And that's, I think, is going to be it for David Phelps. We're going to pull David Phelps. He's already in the top of the eighth. He's already pitched 7 innings. So we're going to pull him. And let's take a quick peek at who was relievers. A.J. Ramos was a reliever. Dunn, Morris, and Cishek. We'll bring in Ramos. We'll bring in A.J. Ramos to relieve. They were not using him as a closer just yet. Based on what I'm seeing in this game, let's see what was the score of this game. This game was a close game. It was a close game. So was this one. So I'm going to bring in A.J. Ramos here. So A.J. Ramos comes in. I'm going to bring in a pinch hitter. I'm sorry, new pitcher. Already brought in the pinch hitter. A.J. Ramos comes in. As Ramos is in. He's going to bat 9th. All right, there's one out here in the top of the 8th. It's going to be A.J. Ramos who's going to pitch to Wilmer Flores. Wilmer Flores holds the Mets franchise record for game-winning hits. So see if he can do that here. Let's see if we get him over to second. On a whoa. Nah. All right. Here's the pitch to Wilmer. That's going to be a 4-8. That's a strikeout. So Wilmer. Downswing for out number 2. And now it's Curtis Granderson, left-handed. Again, we're going to roll that 1. Oh, it's a 3 almost. That's a 3-8. A 3-8 against the right-hander Ramos. Oh, just missed he had a lot of hits on his 3 column. We rolled a 3-8, and that's popped up to the left side. And Adain Echeverria calling for it. Puts it away, and that retires the side. We're gonna need a pinch hitter for the Mets now. I'm sorry, for the Marlins, and we're gonna need a pitcher for the Mets as well. Let's do a new pitcher for the Mets. We're gonna check out. Who are we gonna check out real quick? Carlos Torres. Let's see, pitching history for selected player. He pitched a 1 inning in yesterday's game, so he's available. He didn't pitch for 22, 23, 24. I have 2 24s. I don't know why I have 2 24s. It's weird. Friday 24. I got no game on the 24th. That's very strange. That's really strange. A really mess of days. I'm looking at I got a game on the 21st. I got no game on the 22nd, no game on the 23rd. Oh, well, it doesn't mean there was no game. It means that he did not pitch. But why do I have 2 games on Friday? That's weird. Anyway. Okay, so he hasn't pitched in a while. So let's bring in Carlos Torres. Carlos Torres is going to bat 9th. And we're going to get a pinch hitter for the Marlins. Pinch hitter for the Marlins is going to be who? Who's going to – oh, did I lose my pinch hitter for the Marlins is going to be Jeff Baker. He's the guy who just pinch hits all the time. So that's the guy they bring in. So I'm going to bring in Baker as well. Every game he hits. Must have been a great hitter. Hold on. Let me make some changes here. All right, let me put this away. Let's put the Mets away. Bring out Carlos Torres. There he is. All right, against Jeff Baker. Here's the pitch from Torres to Baker. 3-9. 3-9 as a fly ball center field. Ligares. He's there. Puts it away. One down. We are in the bottom of the 8th. It's a 2-1 ball game. The Marlins are up. Next is D. Gordon. 5-5. Against a lefty. 5-5. That's a strikeout. Big K for Torres. Torres strikes out D. Gordon. And now it's Martin Prado. And that's a 6-8, 6-8, and that's a ground ball shortstop. Tejada up with it, throws the first, and that retires the side. 6-3. 3 up, 3 down for Carlos Torres. So this is last licks for the Mets. And we're going to bring in Cishek, new pitcher. It's going to be Cishek. There he is, Steve Cishek. Now, Cishek had 4 saves. So at some point, he was saving the games as opposed to Ramos, I guess. I'm not sure. Not totally sure what the deal was with that. But Cishek had a good season, pretty much, from what I remember. So-so season, 358, 2-6 with 4 saves. All right. Juan Ligares. Juan Ligares leading it off. This is the part of the lineup that you definitely want. And that's going to be a 6-5. So that's going to be off the pitcher's card. 6-5 is a strikeout. So Cishek blows one by Juan Ligares. Juan Ligares not happy with himself, and neither is the manager. Lucas Duda. 2-9. 2-9, and that's a strikeout. Back-to-back Ks. So Cishek is firing, comes in here firing, strikes out the first 2 batters. The Mets are 1 out away from dropping to 12-9 in the season, which is not too shabby. Although they got off to a really good start, and I'm not emulating that at all. So Cishek is going to pitch to Campbell. Campbell is 1 for 3. And that's a 2-9. That's going to be off Campbell. That's a fly ball lifted to left. And left field is Suzuki. He puts it away, and that retires. Not only does that retire the side, but that ends the ball game. Mets lose it. They lose it by a score of 2-1. A line score was 1 run, 6 hits, no errors for the Mets. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Marlins. The Mets dropped to 12-9. And now I'm going to finish up here, do the finishing touches for the game. End game. So I got to put in Montero took the loss. Phelps got the win. We got a hold for Ramos and a save for Cishek. And it was a game played on Tuesday, April 28th. And that is correct. Save this. Now I'm going to save the information. Export, yes. Export now the information for the Marlins, yes. And if I want to score another game, which I'm going to set up in a minute, I have to close the scorebook. So that's it. That's it for this game, guys. Mets lose it. So That's all I can tell you. We'll play our sound Stratomatic. Mets lose a 2015 game by a score of 2-1. So it was a heck of a game, pitched both by Montero and by the starter, David Phelps. Mets had a couple opportunities, but never really turned into very much. And that's all I have to say. I'm going to set up another game. And I want to do it off screen. I'll play my theme song, my goodbye theme song. And I'm looking forward to the 2019 Stratomatic season. Trying to see, I'd like to see what those home runs and strikeout cards look like. They're going to be a joke, really. That's for sure. There's going to be home runs and strikeouts everywhere on that card. You know that. And I'm waiting to see when that comes out. And what else am I waiting for? I'm waiting to see what. I mean, everything else I've seen. There's nothing more I can say that I've seen or that I need to see. I mean, there's no card that's going to blow my mind. I just want to see all the cards with the strikeout. It's going to be easy to score a game this year. It's going to be either a strikeout or a home run and nothing in between. And every so often you'll have an error. Every so often you'll have a single or a double. But other than that, it's going to be strikeout, home run. Strikeout. Next inning. Strikeout, home run. Strikeout. And that's what we're going to be dealing with pretty much in 2019. And then the pitchers, it's going to be a nightmare. The pitching was horrible in 2019. Except for the Mets. The Mets had pretty decent pitching. But I'm going to play a couple more games of this. And then the next one I may do another one a little bit later. I may stream another one, but it's going to be off using I'm gonna use the camera and put the camera onto the screen for ball score, so you can track what I do on ball score. And that's kind of a cool way of doing it too. I think it's a little bit more interesting than just the cards. I mean, the cards are all right, nothing wrong with that. But I'm gonna have a nice close-up of. I'm gonna try to get a nice close-up of ball score, and that's how I'm gonna do that. That's not the right song. So anyway, that's CP Cards and Dice saying have a good night. Keep rolling, having a good time with our hobby. Take care.